How y'all doing this morning? All right, it's good to see you. Good to be back here. No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist, or Jew, this door is open to you. If there's some kind of trouble or pain you're going through, know that you are not alone. And someone cares for you as an individualization of divine point of view. This door, oh, this door right here is open for you. Oh, this door, I'm talking about this door. I said this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist, or Jew, this door is open to you. All right, all right. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. Oh, okay. I think you can do better than that. I mean, it's Sunday. We're in church. Come on now. I'm smiling from the inside out. I'm so happy. I just want to shout. One life living, yeah. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. All right, you did good. You did good. All right, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Sit yourself down. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now, yeah? I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. In this very moment, I am so blessed. I am so blessed to be here with you right now in this moment. I am so blessed by this community and so blessed by my friend, the Reverend Dr. Ken Wilcox. I am so blessed. Welcome, the one and only, the incredible, the effervescent, the shining, the glorious, Reverend Dr. Ken Wilcox.
Listen to him. I thought someone else was coming in. I didn't know. Well, glad you're here this morning. I'm Reverend Ken Wilcox, and you came on a special day. If you're watching us online, you've really missed out because the energy in this room is just busting through the ceiling. This is a great place to be this morning, and you're going to leave here in some significant way, healed, blessed, and prospered. And I know that I can say that with total assurance because my dear friend Eddie Watkins Jr. is on the keyboard. And I might fail to get going every once in a while, but this guy never does. You know, he just told me this morning that next August, he and several other national singers are going on a cruise in Alaska. I want to make a promise. Let's make a promise to ourselves. We're going to be on that cruise next August. I think sailing the waters of Alaska with no heat, no humidity, no gnats that fly directly in your eye sounds like a good idea. So let's make it happen. Well, as I mentioned, I'm Reverend Ken Wilcox. You're very welcome to be here today if this is your first time. We're a spiritual community. We have no dogma. We don't tell you what you have to believe. We encourage you to come to a God of your understanding, one that you can put to work into your life and you can use and make a better life for yourself with health and love and joy and prosperity, peace and ease, with the glory of God made manifest. And you can help that happen in your life by doing one simple thing. That's leaving all your troubles, your would-haves, your could-haves, your should-haves. Leave all that stuff outside. The next 45 minutes or so, open up an avenue of spirit possibilities. What are spirit possibilities? More joy, more ease, more peace, comfort, friendship, laughter, music, dance, great food, everything in life that makes you feel alive, because that's what God is doing through you and through me, showing up in the physical, recognizing itself through our love and our joy and our laughter. So know you're in a great place this morning, and Spirit is going to recognize and reward you abundantly. Well, just an announcement or two before we get going. On the second Sunday in August, we're going to have a newcomers class. So if you're a newcomer and you want to become a member, that's the class for you. It will be after services on the second Sunday in August. Next Sunday, I'm going with this guy, Eddie Watkins Jr., down to Fort Lauderdale, and we're participating in the installation of our friend, Dr. John Waterhouse, to be the senior minister in Fort Lauderdale. It's going to be a great day. I don't know if they know what they're getting, Eddie, do you? So next Sunday, we're going to have Jim Saul is going to be speaking. So come and support Jim. And the following Sunday, I'm also going to be out because my niece is in town, and we'll have Silver Fawn speaking. So the next 2 Sundays are going to be really great. Be sure you're come for that. And I had something else written, but I can't read my own writing, and my arm is not long enough to get it into focus, so we're just going to conclude that we got everything we need today. And Eddie, I know you got some great music for us.
All right, all right. Here we go. Now, this is what I want you to do. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. Woo! Come on. All right. Can you feel it? Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
We come together.
Come together.
In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite. In honor of the God in each other. Ooh, take a look at the person next to you. Say, namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together in the name of love. Oh, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love.
There you go. Thank you, Eddie. Eddie Watkins Jr., everybody. Put a little bit more energy into it next time, Eddie. Didn't want to say anything to him, but hey. All right, and just matching that energy is our own Linda Ryan coming up to do a treatment and reading for us. Come on up, Linda.
Woo, I'm out of breath. Today I'd like to share an article, actually. Ken was just talking about him, Reverend John Waterhouse, who spoke here a little over a year ago. He has an article in the new Science of Mind magazine, and I'm going to share a little bit about that. He talks about finding your purpose in life. But before I read what he says about it, I'd like to share what Deepak Chopra says. Everyone has a purpose in life, a unique gift, a special talent to give to others. And when we blend this unique talent with service to others, We experience the ecstasy and exaltation of our own spirit. Reverend John says, knowing our purpose allows us to navigate the unexpected challenges that tend to show up when we're doing things we've never done before. We may ask questions. Is this choice I'm about to make in alignment with my purpose? If it is, we're good to go. And if not, more reflection is needed before being able to move forward with confidence. And he said that his purpose is as follows. My purpose is to reveal and release divine presence in everyone I meet and in everything I do. So I'm sure the church in Miami is in for a great minister. And now for an affirmative prayer. If you'd like to close your eyes, get comfortable. And I challenge you this week to maybe you find your divine purpose if you don't already know. I know what Eddie's is. His is his ministry of music. I recognize the divine source in everything and everywhere present, all-knowing and all-powerful. And I know that I am, as everyone in this room is, a part of that divine presence. It is within. I know that today, each and every one of us will gain insight, spiritual insight from our wonderful Reverend Ken on his birthday. Also from our wonderful music that we have from Eddie. I know that this week, each and every one of us will be guided so that we may each find our divine purpose and be able to do things in a loving, joyous way. Because when we do that, our energy goes out and touches others. And what a wonderful world this is when love touches one another. I know that we will have joy. All we have to do is know that within that joy comes. And it is just our option to make that decision. I know that all these words are the absolute truth. I am so grateful for this center, so grateful for Reverend Ken, so grateful for Eddie, for all the workers and volunteers that make this Sunday service possible. And now, with this gratitude, I release this into the ethers, and I let go and let God, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Lynn.
Just as the sun gives its nourishing light to bring forth the flowers to summer's delight, as time and forgiveness heals all wounds, it's true. So to begin again, making all things new. As summer gives way to the colors of fall, and autumn surrenders to winter's call, As the earth she embraces the seed of the fruit and knows just what to do, making all things new. Making all things new. Making all things new. For me and for you. Making all things new. Making all things new. Making all things new. For me and for you. Making all things new. As our loved ones move on and are laid to rest, in our hearts they'll live on and live on as we bless the woman with child soon this world born into. Oh, great things they may do as the promise comes true. For me and for you, making all things new. Making all things new. Making all things new. For me and for you, making all things new. Making all things new. Making all things new. For me and for you, making all things new. Thank you.
Oh, it's so wonderful to have him back here. You know, Eddie Watkins Jr., when it was about this time of the year, the hottest part of the summer, when we decided we had to start having live services, and I came up with a brilliant idea to do them outdoors at 7 p.m. on Sunday in the middle of August. You could feel the asphalt sticking to your shoes. And I had called Eddie to come over and sing for us, and he came over, and it was just so wonderful. We asked him, could you come back regularly? and he did, and he's the reason, a lot of the reasons why we're here today, why there's so many of us, why this center survived. So I'm very, very grateful for my friend Eddie Watkins Jr. Thank you, Eddie. So my talk title, A New Dawn, that's what I'm talking about today, yeah. A New Dawn. Now, it's amazing, I turned 65 exactly at 10 o'clock. So when this service started is when I turned 65. 65, yes, yes. I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but 65 years ago in Macon, Georgia. And so it's kind of, there's a lot of synchronicity, I think is the word you use. You know, that I was born at 10 o'clock, and 10 o'clock is when we start our service. It seems like, you know, there's almost been a pattern to get me into ministry. And I've just kind of gone with that pattern, and here I am, and I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for the journey. Carl Jung talked about synchronicities, how they show up in our lives. Two kind of, you know, not related events show up and can underline a deeper message, a deeper meaning than just what is apparent on the surface. And I think for me, the idea that I was born at 10 o'clock, services start at 10 o'clock, there seemed to be a pattern. It's just that there is this pattern of life. There is this flow of life. And I think it's good we recognize and go with it, because it can lead us to something greater than we ever have imagined. Because I'm going to tell you, I can't overstate to you, I really can't overstate to you how my being here and just the ability to speak and to convey an intelligent message, well, I hope an intelligent message, we'll have to judge it later, that no one in my family, no one in my family, I don't think many of my teachers, not anyone around me when I was a young person, professional person, would ever have thought that I could do something like this. But Spirit had a better idea about me than I even had for myself. And Spirit was channeling me in this direction. And sometimes I went fighting tooth and nail. One time in Atlanta, I was a senior vice president of this public relations firm. I was getting paid very well. Kennedy had a term for people like me. I was looking good but feeling miserable. I had an open expense account. I drove a Mercedes, but I wasn't feeling good. Selling Colgate toothpaste can only give you so much soul satisfaction. I mean, and so I had decided, I thought, well, what I need to do is go to a really expensive career counselor. And she was a lovely person. Her name was Macy Tater, and she was very expensive. I think maybe like $300. It was quite expensive. And I had gone to her for a long time. And at one point, she looked at me. She would keep a pencil in her hair. She took the pencil out and pointed it at me. And she says, Ken, she says, when I hear you talk, and when I hear you say what you want, what would make your life enjoyable, sounds a lot like to me that you want to become a minister. And I thought to myself, I have been paying this woman for that. You know, my dad wanted me to be a minister. He drugged me to the Church of God on Napier Avenue, where they just terrified me because he wanted me to be a minister. Little did he know he was well on his way to raising a thorough heathen. But here we are. And I think in a lot of ways, I think Dad would be happy to where I'm at because, he had had this major heart attack. He was scared about dying, and he looked for some comfort. He didn't really find it with them because they were so caught up in hellfire and damnation. I wish he could be here to hear this message of hope and love, that God loves us and supports us. It's not the spiritual IRS just waiting to catch us making a mistake so it can fry us like an egg on the sidewalk out there. That's not Spirit's intention of why we are here. Spirit is grateful you're here. Spirit is grateful you had the courage to take on this journey. Because let me tell you, and I'm sure it comes as no surprise to any of you, it takes courage to be walking through this life right now with hope and dignity and inspiration, wanting to lift up and not tear down, wanting to pull together and not pull apart. It takes courage. And your soul knew this journey before you chose to come here. And so all of us, we're all courageous. We all are heroes to life, to love, and to joy. We're doing great and good and powerful work. So just know we're on the right path. And our journey is to work with life, to work with the greater possibilities, to work with the energy of love, to go with the flow and evolve. We're supposed to get wiser as we go on this path, and so we are. And at this point of the junction, for me, I think it's my job to use the wisdom that the journey has brought and pour that into the greater possibilities, to live as loud and bright and bold and joyful as possible, to make a joyful noise unto the Lord. That's what I'm here to do, to refuse to accept any limitations that the larger community, Combs called it race consciousness, is going to try to impose on me because I've reached a certain age. It's for me to make that decision what my life looks for. Because the reality of it is this is really quite amazing. Humanity has never been at this juncture where we are, where people in our 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s even are vibrant people out making a difference. Humanity hasn't been here. We are on the cutting edge of dramatic change. We're already there. And so we just want to empower that and not accept the limitations society might have for us. things are changing and changing dramatically. You remember back when we were little, there was a sitcom on, All in the Family, and they had Archie on there. And Archie was considered an old man. He was ready for a retirement. He was a fossil. He hadn't been able to keep up. He was fighting all the changes. Well, in the script, Archie was only 45 years old. That's how old he was. We're not taking in that kind of limitation anymore. And in fact, we're using the remainder of the time we have to not delve into fear and doubt, but live in joyful expectation. To take the wisdom that we now have and to apply that and say, I can make my life work greater. I don't have to give in to doubt and lack and limitation. I can live large, and I can be the person Spirit has called me to be. I'm reading, I actually just finished a lovely book. It's a British writer, and it's called How to Age Disgracefully. Disgracefully. And it's about this senior citizens group, and they decide they're going to take over the world, and they do. And I think that's what's so amazing about the book is it really highlights that we are called as we get to an older part of life to review and say, I want to bring new people into my life, new adventures into my life, and I want to use my age and wisdom to make a difference. And we can. Faith, family, friends, and helping others. Faith, family, friends, and helping others. And the thing that is most important for us is to refuse to obsess on the negativity of the world. And that means for a lot of us turning the news off, not letting it play 24/7. Stay informed, but you don't have to obsess about it. And look towards the greater possibilities. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, he said if we could somehow remove every concept and every insecurity and fear, Spirit would rain down blessings upon us, and we would live an unobstructed life. We would live to our fullest. And I think what we have to do is to remove any obstructions we think are within our thinking of what that looks like. What is living unobstructedly? What does living full out look for you? What will you be doing? Who will you be around? What will you be spending your time and money on? And he says, one day we're all going to live without any constriction at all. And he says that this is someday going to happen for us all. And if it's going to happen, why not go ahead and make it happen now? Why not let it be this year? Now, I know you might say, God, are you looking at what's going on in the world? Dr. Holmes also said, when things seem the worst is when Spirit is moving most powerfully in our midst. Most powerfully. Here and now, we have the opportunity to step into our true self and to live full out. The only thing that's keeping us from it, the only thing that's holding us back is a realization that we have within us an indwelling power, an indwelling Spirit. That's, I talked about that last week in the secret gospel of Mary Magdalene. She said that there is a divine knowing within our hearts and souls, and it is for us to bring it out, and when we do, we will illuminate the world. Through our love and joy, we will illuminate the world. To know within our hearts and soul is an idea, a divine idea that Spirit was so thrilled when it had the thought of you that it birthed you into being. And it has never been disappointed in you for a moment. Never. It has always been more inspired by your possibilities than any of your mistakes. We have come to life for the joy of it, and we are not abandoned. Spirit is with us. We have this connection with it. We are in co-creation with the power that set the universe into motion. And let me tell you, that which caused the rings of Saturn to start spinning has no problem helping you with your bank account. Has no problem getting a better diagnosis from your doctor. Has no problem finding the love in your life that you've been seeking. One of the greatest principles we have is spirit is not bound by precedence. I know it sounds kind of confusing, but the meaning of it is really excellent. What it means is God has no boundaries and no limitations. And that means if you've never had health, there's no reason you can't have abundant health. If you've never been wealthy, that you can't have a bank account overflowing. Or if you've never had love in your life, you can have love overflowing. Nothing is impossible to the Spirit that created you when we open ourselves up to the greater possibilities. Magic can happen. Dr. Holmes says, why do we need to go through life impoverished in a universe that is abundant? He says, life is not something to be endured. It is something to be lived in joy and health and love. And the only thing holding us back is a false idea that somehow we're separate from our Creator. That somehow we're not deserving of all of that. We're children of the Most High. Who do you think? Who are you talking to? We're children of Spirit. We're here to live in great goodness and joy and health and prosperity. There's no limitation to the good that we can manifest in our lives, in our community, in our nation, and the world. And if we will step up and step out, and it's time for us to shake off the shackles of doubt and fear and lift our heads to a new dawn, a new possibilities, to get rid of the old morbidity of religiosity, that we're here to be judged and condemned. We are here to know how wonderful we are, how much we're loved by our Creator, that we are the crowning glory of creation. That's who you are. The crowning glory of creation. You go out to brunch with your Baptist friends and they ask you how you're doing, you'll tell them, my pastor told me I'm the crowning glory of creation. You probably won't be bothered with them again, so yeah. Too many of us, and I include myself, are waiting for Spirit to do something for us that it has empowered us to do for ourselves. We are the glory. We keep praying for Spirit to come into our lives. Maybe we are the Spirit showing up in life. Maybe we are the miracle we're praying for. I love the story of Moses when he goes to Pharaoh. Each time he goes to Pharaoh, first of all, he didn't want to go to Pharaoh. Evidently, he had a speech impediment. He didn't think he was going to be good representative. Finally, God was like, I have picked you. You're the one going. And he gets to Pharaoh and he tells them, my God has told me, set my people free or this plague is coming. And they go through this little dance and music and dance number. And each time Pharaoh refuses and Moses shows back up. And each time he says, my God tells you to do this. Finally, Pharaoh's had enough. He sets them free. They get to the Red Sea. What happens? Pharaoh changes his mind and sends the army out to capture them. There they are in front of the Red Sea. Moses is standing between his people and Pharaoh's army. And the only thing holding them back is those deep, cold waters. What does he do? He steps into his own power and he says, waters part. I got to be on the move. He took in his own authority. And that's what we're called to do. We're called, what does it say in Paul says, when I was small, I played with small things. Now I'm grown, and it's time for me to act like grown. It's time for us to act like we're spiritually grown and know what we're here to proclaim and to manifest and do and seek. Now, there's another part of the story that actually Rabbi Fred enlightened me to, and that is that the Israelites, that they did not wait for those waters to part to start moving. Some of them got ankle deep in the rivers of the Red Sea, and they kept moving on. Some of them got knee deep. Some of them got waist deep. Some of them may have been even over their heads, but they kept moving on because they knew what was behind them, and they were moving forward in the faith that there was a promised land waiting for them. Some of this morning, we may have our feet wet in the cold river of worry and doubt. We may be knee deep in those worries of anger and frustration and turmoil. Some of us have allowed the news media, politicians, the insurance companies to put us over our heads in turmoil and confusion and every kind of negativity. But we've got to keep moving on because there's a promised land before us, a land not just of milk and honey, but peace and compassion and love, where all humanity can gather together and live in love and joy and harmony. It's the truth, and it's where we're headed. I'm dependent on you this morning. This is the truth in my life. It's the truth in yours, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Come on, y'all. I said I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. You are the place. We are the place where God shows up. I am the place. You are the place. We are the place where God shows up. Sing it with me, y'all. I say, I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Now look at the person next to you and say, you are the place. You are the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. You are the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Thank you, Eddie. So now comes the time we support our center, and we support this center because this is an amazing place. It's a place of hope and love and inspiration. It is a beacon of hope that's shining bright like that lighthouse on the shore. So you can support us in a couple of ways. You can volunteer with us. You can do prayer work for us to see all the seats filled like today, and you can also contribute. Any way is wonderful. We're grateful for it, and know that it's going to return to you in some significant way, healed, blessed, and prospered. So if you'll take your intention and place it over your heart and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I joyfully and freely give, I join the divine flow, and all I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And we'll thank you in advance for your generous contributions. Ushers, if y'all will step down. Eddie, wow them with something.
All our needs are met. All our needs are met. All our needs are met. Sometimes I forget that all my needs are met. Now and then I fall asleep thinking things I don't believe until I wake up in gratefulness, counting all the ways I'm blessed, that all my needs are met. There were times I recall when I couldn't see the light of day, but somehow sweet spirit made a way out of no way. And that is why I testify, no matter how dark it gets, that all our needs are met. I could not have come this far without the everlasting arms, my shelter from the cold. I'm so grateful that I know, 'cause there were times when I thought I couldn't make it through another day, but somehow sweet, sweet spirit made a way out of no way. I saw the light, I testify, no matter how dark it gets, no matter how dark it gets, don't you know that all our needs are made. All our needs are met. Hallelujah. Amen. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Eddie, and thank you, Joy, and thank you for your contributions. Your support is allowing us to go on to be that bright light, of beacon of hope and love and inspiration. So we thank you, we bless it, and we release it, knowing it does its good and powerful work and returns to us multiplied abundantly. All right, friends, now that it's time to conclude the service, I'm going to do it with an affirmative prayer. I'm going to do it in the first person. If I say something that works for you, hold tight to that. If I say something that doesn't work for you, just let that part slide by. But just know there's truth with me this morning. There is but one God and one mind and one power. And that one love created me from itself, plus nothing else, so I could walk the soil of St. Augustine. So here I am, with years behind me, turning my face to a new dawn, a new possibility, knowing that as I move forward in a time where things seem turbulent and cloudy, that I can move forward confidently, knowing that all my needs are met, knowing that I rest on the everlasting arms of Spirit, and that I'm here to do mighty and bold work. I'm here to proclaim a new day for myself, for my family, my friends, for this community and the world, that we are children of the Most High, and we have come to be channels of illumination. We are here to reflect the glory of God made manifest. So here now, I lay down every burden of lack and limitation, of fear and doubt. I lift my eyes unto the hills which come my strength. And my strength is I am the glory of God. I am here to resonate and to emanate, to just shine forth the love and joy and happiness of Spirit. I am here to make a joyful noise, and I am singing all out loud. My soul is vibrating with the goodness of God. And I go forward with strength and courage, boldly and dynamically. I am on a mission from God to love, to be loved, to laugh, to dance, to sing, to be the glory of Spirit manifest. This is the truth in my life this morning. And I celebrate it. I love it. Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing. And I release this prayer into the mind of God to do its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. Together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you with one last idea, and that is your life. Your life. It's not a problem to be solved. It's a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is to go name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle Spirit is calling us to be. This is Reverend Ken wishing you many blessings.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday again. Happy birthday to you.
Is this on? Oh, thank you. We invite everyone to grab some food from hospitality and come back into the sanctuary, and we're going to continue having a party for Ken. And we have a few people that are going to say a few words. We're going to hear some more wonderful music from Eddie. So go grab some food. There's plenty of it, and make your way back in.